The Life of Bhai Gurdas. Myself, Dr. Gurraj Singh. Bhai Gurdas is a much honoured Sikh scholar, missionary and literary master who is also respected for his Sikh way of life. He was a writer, a historian and a preacher who served as the Jathedar of the Akal Takht from 1606 until his death in 1636. He was the original scribe of the early version of Guru Granth Sahib, which is the Holy Adi Granth, which was compiled by the 5th Guru, Shri Guru Arjan Dev Ji. Background, early life and relationship with the Sikh Gurus. So Bhai Gurdas, he was born to Bhai Ishar and Mata Jivani, possibly in the year 1551, though there are varying records in between 1543 till 1553, according to different sources. He was born at Basar Ke Gilla, which is a small village in Punjab. He was the only child of his parents and lost his mother when he was barely 3 and his father when he was 12. So by the time he was 12 years of age, he had lost both his parents and he spent most of his life, his early life, either at Goindval or at Sultanpur Lodi. He was the nephew of the 3rd Guru, Guru Amar Das Ji, and he remained under his tutelage in his early life. So this made him the first cousin of Mata Bhani, who was the daughter of the 3rd Guru and the wife of the 4th Guru. He was the uncle of the 5th Guru, Guru Arjan Dev Ji. He was sent as a missionary of the 3rd Guru to spread the teachings of Guru Nanak, and he made visits to most of the Indian cities like Agra, Lucknow, Varanasi, Burhanpur, Rajasthan, Jammu and the Chamba Hills, and his sole purpose was to teach Guru Nanak's words. First scribe of the Adi Granth. So after passing of the 4th Guru, Guru Ram Das Ji, who passed away in the year 1581, Bhai Gurdas Ji, who was making extensive visits throughout India, returned back to Punjab, and the first thing that he did was he visited Goindval, where he had been raised under the tutelage of the 3rd Guru, and hence he proceeded to Amritsar, because Amritsar was the city which was established by the 4th Guru, Guru Ram Das Ji, and it is also very well known that initially Amritsar was named Ramdaspur after the name of the 4th Guru. So he came here after the passing of the 4th Guru to pay his obeisance to the son of the 4th Guru, which was Guru Arjan Dev Sahib, who had ascended to the throne of the 5th Guru of Sikhism, and he was also his nephew. Therefore, he made Amritsar his home, and through his devotion and love for learning, he carved a very, very strong position for himself among the most beloved disciples of the 5th Guru. He also contributed the labour of his hands to the excavation of the sacred pool at Amritsar, and this was somewhere in the year 1577. So here you can see these famous images which show the labour work being performed at the Darbar Sahib. In the image to the right, you can see Sai Mian Mir Ji, who is laying the foundation of the Darbar Sahib. When the Guru had compiled the Adi Granth containing the hymns of all the Gurus who had preceded him and those of the wise saints of that time, Bhai Gurdas Ji inscribed the entire text and thus became the first scribe of the Adi Granth. and it would later be used by Guru Gobind Singh Ji to compile Guru Granth Sahib Ji. Guru Arjan Dev Ji had selected a beautiful site 2 kilometers to the east of the holy tank in the grove of berry trees on the bank of a pond which is now called as Ramsar. And there he put up a small tent, and the Guru sat on a cot inside and Bhai Gurdas sat outside, and the dictation usually continued every day from sunrise for 4 to 5 hours on a daily basis. Bhai Gurdas Ji had completed the Adi Granth in 1604, which took him nearly 19 years to scribe. So it was not a 2-day or a 2-week task. It had taken him 19 years to scribe the Adi Granth. He also supervised 4 other scribes, who were namely Bhai Hariya, Bhai Santas, Bhai Sukha, and Bhai Mansa Ram, who were also writing various other Sikh scriptures. His own writings include the famous Chands, the Kabits and Savaiyas, and the most important and the most highlighted scriptures, the Vars of Bhai Gurdas, which are fondly read by all the people following Sikh religion. So what is a Chand? A Chand is a quatrain used in the poetic traditions of northwestern India. In the culture of the northwestern part of the Indian subcontinent, it is customary for chands to be recited at ceremonial occasions such as weddings. What is a Savaiya? So a Savaiya is a form of poetry which is written in praise of someone, in which every verse is a quarter times the length of a common verse. So every verse in a Savaiya is a bit shorter, but these are also poetic verses. And a var in Punjabi poetry is a heroic ode or a ballad which narrates the legends, such as the stories of Punjabi folk heroes or certain historical events which have actually taken place. So these vars also used to be recited to the soldiers before they used to go on wars in order to boost their morale. So the Sikh tradition, it tells us that when the Adi Granth was being compiled by the 5th Guru, a proposition was made to include the Vars of Bhai Gurdas in the Granth, which Bhai himself had denied. Now why had Bhai Sahib denied those Vars being included in the Adi Granth? Because he had such huge respect for his Guru that he believed that his own creations could not be placed equivalent to the Guru's image, where Bhai Gurdas Ji sitting in the middle is scribing a part of the Adi Granth, and Guru Sahib himself is reciting it. The Guru thus awarded his Bani with the title of Gurbani di Khungee, which means keys to the Guru's words. So this was the Guru's way of paying his tribute to his follower by naming his creations as the keys to the Guru's words. So as the tradition goes, Pirthi Chand, the elder brother of Guru Arjan Dev Sahib, he had incited the Mughal Emperor Akbar against his own younger brother on the charges that the hymns that he was planning to compile in the Adi Granth were of anti-Muslim tone. And on listening to this, Akbar had called the Darbar of the 5th Guru to explain and prove that there was nothing of anti-Muslim context in the Granth. And to do this, Bhai Gurdas was chosen to recite the Guru's hymns to the Emperor Akbar when he visited Kartarpur in 1605 on his way back from a military campaign. Now when Bhai Sahib went over to the court of the Mughal Emperor, Akbar asked Bhai Gurdas to read a certain hymn from a random place, and at the first place it said, Khak Noor Karand Alam Duniyai, which means that God reduces worldly pedagogues to dust. The emperor pointed to a hymn on another page, and it stated, Allah Agam Khudai Bande, which means that God is eternal and men are his creation. Akbar now asked his clerk, Munshi Sardayal, who knew Gurmukhi, to read the Granth from another place, and this time it said, Koi bole Ram Ram, Koi Khuda. Some call him Ram, others Khuda. The emperor was pleased. He made an offering of 51 gold mohurs to the Adi Granth and awarded robes of honor to its bearers with another kilat for the Guru. Then came the most horrific moment in the history of Sikhism, the martyrdom of the fifth Guru. So in 1605, the ascendancy of Jahangir to the throne, he was highly intolerant against any other religions. So the intolerance in the Mughal court, it grew. In 1606, Punjab and Sikhism witnessed the very first martyrdom, that of the Guru, at Lahore, at the hands of the Mughals. Now what circumstances led to this? It is believed that multiple factors led to the horrific event, and one of them was Chandu Shah, a wealthy banker, played a pivotal role in provoking Jahangir against the growing influence of the Sikhs and their Guru. Another factor that infuriated Jahangir was the fact that the fifth Guru had blessed Khusrau, Jahangir's rebellious son, who had claimed the throne for himself, and Jahangir had successfully suppressed the rebellion. Guru Sahib was martyred after much torture for days. He sent a message to his then 11 years old son to raise an army and fight injustice, and this started the glorious era of Guru Har Gobind Sahib Ji. Guru Har Gobind and his relations with Bhai Gurdas. When Guru Sahib ascended to the Guru Gadi, one of the first notable achievements was the creation of the Akal Takht. So on 15th of June 1606, Guru Har Gobind Sahib laid the foundation of the Akal Takht as the location from where the Sikh community's spiritual and material issues could be addressed. And the first Hukumnama issued from the Akal Takht on the 30th of June 1606 commanded the Sikhs to offer arms and horses. So here you can see the face of Sikhism entirely changed as a result of that horrific martyrdom which converted the Sikhs from merely saints to saint soldiers. Guru Sahib would sit on an elevated platform and hold his court like any other king. In the year 1609, with the assistance of Baba Buddha Ji and Bhai Gurdas, the sixth Guru constructed the greatest temporal seat of Sikhism, and it was formerly known as Akal Bunga. So the Akal Takht was formerly called Akal Bunga. And in this image you can see Bhai Buddha Ji, Bhai Gurdas Ji and a young Guru Har Gobind Sahib Ji themselves laying the foundations of the Akal Takht. Guru Har Gobind Ji, Bhai Gurdas Ji and Baba Buddha Ji created the Akal Takht with their own hands. No other craftsman or individual was hired to construct the platform. The position of Jathedar was thus established, and when the Guru appointed Bhai Gurdas as the first custodian of the Akal Takht, which he occupied throughout the remainder of his life. So it was the appointment of Bhai Gurdas Ji which initiated the tradition of choosing the Jathedars for the Akal Takht. Later on, Guru Sahib was imprisoned by the Mughal Emperor Jahangir along with many other North Indian rulers. Bhai Gurdas Ji, he led a batch of Sikhs to Gwalior, where Guru Sahib had been detained under the orders of Jahangir. He was also present at the weddings of Guru Sahib's sons Baba Gurditta and Baba Surajmal. He had offered ardas at the death in 1621 of Mata Gangaji, the widow of Guru Arjan Dev Sahib. He also recited scriptures and offered ardas at the time of Baba Buddha Ji's death on 8th of September 1631. He left his body for eternal abode on the 25th of August 1636 at Goindval, where he had spent most of his childhood, and Guru Har Gobind Sahib personally performed the ceremonial service at his funeral. So what are the key takeaways from this? Bhai Gurdas Ji, firstly, was a scholar and a multilingual. He knew Punjabi, Braj, Sanskrit and Persian, and not only fluently, but at an academic level. He was appointed Pracharak by Guru Amar Das Ji and travelled across India to spread the word of Guru Nanak. Chosen as one Sikh to be the scribe for the Adi Granth when Guru Arjan Dev Ji was compiling it. One of the three people who built the Akal Takht, the first Jathedar of the Akal Takht, and he is known for his Varan, which are considered as the keys to the Guru Granth Sahib. The building that you see at the back, this is the library of the Guru Nanak Dev University in the city of Amritsar, and the name of the library is Bhai Gurdas Library, which has been constructed and which has been named so to pay respect to the literary works of one of the greatest scholars of Sikhism in the history of Punjab, Bhai Gurdas Ji.